Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Sporty Show. I am Sara as always, and it has been a chaotic weekend. You can take the Manchester out of the manager, but you can't. No, I've already screwed it up. You can take the manager out of Manchester, but you can't take United out of the manager. Manchester draw Ipswich 1-1 across town. Manchester City have now lost 5 games in a row. Liverpool are back to winning ways and continue. Barcelona blow a 2-0 lead. Real Madrid win, but Vinicius Jr. is nowhere to be in sight. AC Milan and Juve prove to be the worst game in Serie A this season. And Arsenal absolutely thrash Nottingham Forest. And who better to talk about that than the one and only, it's Gary L. Smith here in the studio in Madrid.
There we go.
Gary, you're here. You're in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
All right, well, we also have the one and only, as per usual, KlintonCod sitting far away from me, just how I like it.
I mean, I feel like the whole introduction now, you've cut it short. You've shared it between myself and Gary now, so I didn't really feel that normal. It's the one and only KlintonCod. Now, Gary, please, when do you leave Madrid, please? When do you go?
When do you want me to go?
I want you to go now.
After the show, I'm gone.
Please. You see, this is how we agree in Africa, yeah? This is how it's meant to be, bro. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, as usual, it's your boy KlintonCod. We are live here and direct. We are here to massacre. By the way, Sara, you made a mistake, though. Manchester United did not lose the game. It was a draw.
I think I said they drew 1-1 to Ipswich.
Yeah, that was a draw. It wasn't a
I
loss.
did.
You said the loss.
Did they lose?
You said 5.
VAR.
I have it written down.
Let's go and check what Sara said.
I have it written down as a draw. I watched the whole game, but I might have said loss. But I did mean a draw. Either way, they were shit.
It felt like a loss.
We lost! I'm so sorry. KlintonCod has rubbed off on me a little bit with his bad behavior. Can you introduce the man at the end of the table, please?
Oh, yeah, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, it's the shortest, not the longest.
Oh, my God.
It's the tallest man in Madrid, as usual, is Alex Ashford. Alex, what's up? You see, I've given you the full introduction. Sara cut mine in half. I shared it between myself and Gary.
Well, Gary
so
should
you
have
need to be
introduced
appreciative of the fact that I'm giving you your number one, okay?
KlintonCod is the best person in the world. There's
Simple.
definitely not a gun to the back of my head.
As you can see, guys, we're all very excited that the entire Sporty TV squad is united here. We're losing the plot a bit, but let's dive into the weekend because the football was chaotic. And let's start with Arsenal, Gary. In honor of you being here, they won 3-0 to Nottingham Forest. This was a very, very important win for the Gunners.
Very. We needed to. Nottingham Forest, we know what their record has been this season, and they've been tricky customers, to put it very mildly. They could have been a banana peel, but I think we got the job done. The manner, I've been speaking about this for the past couple of weeks, that we need statesman's performances like this. I'm also happy that Arteta finally is giving the young man a chance. We know who I'm talking about. Ethan has been sublime for a while now. Time to give him the opportunity to show what he's got in the middle there, especially if Odegaard is not 100% fit and all that. So I'm happy that both things happen. My own Ghanaian man, Thomas Partey, proved why he needs sign the thing. Give him the new deal. He's got 2 goals in just about 10 games. He's scored already. He's on track to score more than he did the entirety of last season. So all good in the Arsenal camp. Hopefully we can keep it consistent, because even with, as much as I like to troll Manchester City, they've lost 5 games in a row and we are still, that shows that, I have to keep my trolls in check. We are still not able to get above them, and so that's a problem. But this is a good start, this is a good win. Yeah.
Clinton, you were really hoping Nottingham Forest were going to win this one when we spoke on Thursday.
No, I mean, the fact is, it's not. By the way, I want to give a very quick shout out to our regular customers online. Makinde, Cosmos, Street Fighter, please, just to let you know that we might be fighting here, but it's not allowed on the comment section as well. But yeah, welcome, guys. So, coming back to the whole conversation, no, I wasn't expecting Nottingham Forest to.
No, you wanted to.
No, I mean, yes. No, I did want to. I did want to. But however, listen, there's somebody in Arsenal who, whenever I see him, it's almost like my heart kind of melts, and it makes me want to see Arsenal win, right? It's not even Saka. That's the crazy thing. It's not even Saka. It's Odegaard. I swear to you, like, Odegaard is somebody who I really value his input and how much he puts on that team. You could clearly see that my man just wants to win. He wants to, and it's not just about himself. Like, the relationship he has with Saka, right? It's something I feel like if maybe Nigerian government and the Nigerian citizens will have that kind of relationship, trust me, our country will be moving proper forward. But when you see the both of them, listen, if you can have that kind of relationship with a woman, your marriage you will never get it.
There we go.
Those two guys are literally the best pairs when it comes to football. And I love Odegaard. When he was injured, you could tell that Arsenal was not Arsenal. He's come back. And you could see, look at the way they played Nottingham Forest. You could see that now they put Nottingham Forest in their place. They know that it's almost like what's happened with Real Madrid. I know, I'm usually the guy that goes forward. We're not speaking about Real Madrid just yet. But you see Real Madrid playing a team like Leganes, right? They ended 3-0. Like everybody knew when I was interviewing the fans, we'll come to that. But they just knew that this was what it was going to be. Now, Nottingham Forest going to beat Liverpool was almost like that shocker. Oh, damn, what's going on? We just did not know that they were going to be that good in the season. Right? Arsenal, having their key man come back, having that relationship with Saka, reminded us that, oh, listen, this is what football should be. And we are going to put this team who think that they've grown wings back in Africa. When you start acting as if you are becoming stubborn, they'll say, you see that you don't grow wings, Abby. We'll go clip and come out. So this is what Arsenal did to Nottingham Forest. And trust me, I'm just happy with Thomas Partey as well. And we'll come back to the fact that, or to ask that question, why do these guys not give the same level of high performance when they play for the country? Thomas Partey, that's not the first time he scored that kind of goal, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is what he does normally, right? But why do we not see it with the Black Stars?
Yeah, sure.
Anyways.
Alex, big win for Arsenal, obviously, but they have another big match this week in the Champions League. Sporting, and lest we forget, Sporting beat Manchester City. They also have to play the Hammers on the weekend, and following that, they got to play Man United. I don't know how big of a threat that is, but still a big name. That still means something. So do you think Arsenal will be able to keep up this level of playing?
It's a difficult one. I think, obviously, this win was much needed. It kind of felt like when you've been on a long travelling, you're travelling to another country, you've flown 20 hours and you need that nap. This was the nap that Arsenal needed. They played well. They brought in the young lads. Ethan Nwaneri putting on a fantastic performance. Bukayo Saka getting a goal and an assist. Thomas Partey scoring. All round, I think the motivation and the feeling around the camp in North London will be fantastic. And I think going forward, they'll use that as confidence. But it is just one win. They, as Gary said, they can't get ahead of themselves. Yep. They have to measure their expectations. And I think it will be, the proof will be in the pudding as to whether they continue this good form.
Absolutely.
By the way, Saka's goal. Hey!
Yeah. Put some respect on his name.
Jesus Christ, man. Saka, I don't know why you're not playing for Nigeria. That thing is still annoying me. If I was that guy, I would not be scoring some kind of crazy goals because he's even making us Nigeria even be more upset with the guy. Like, he's supposed to be coming back to give us this stuff. Like, imagine Saka playing in the Super Eagles, though.
But you have Lukman. What's the problem?
Imagine how Gary
But Lukman plays from the left.
scoring for Arsenal and not doing it for Ghana.
I mean, come on.
And Kudus as well.
No, but do you imagine Lukman playing from the left, Saka playing from the right, and then you have either Victor Osimhen or Victor Boniface playing as that? Bro, Nigeria will beat any team in this planet.
Apart from Benin.
That's a good one.
Listen, you are going to. I'm more closer to you now. I will beat you.
Alex, you having fun down there? All right, Gary, talk to me a little bit about Sporting, because you're not going to be here tomorrow. We will be here previewing that game, but as our Arsenal fan, tell me how you're feeling heading to Lisboa for this one.
Sporting without their secret sauce. Hopefully, he didn't leave enough of the secret sauce just to continue. Like Ruud van Nistelrooy, he just took over and was good in that period. Whoever the assistant coach is at the time, who is now in the dugout, should not be that good, tomorrow. And I think that the return of Odegaard, like you said, has changed something in the team. I think that we have enough quality, but we've always had the quality. Something about the mentality has not been right. I mean, it's not as bad as City now, but I think we should have enough to compete against Sporting. Yep. The kind of motivation around the team when Amorim is there, it's different. He himself was a motivating force. He had something that was driving the team, and without him, I'm hoping, obviously, that he's going to take something out of that squad. Evidently, we have to do our homework. Some of the players are still very dangerous. and we've got to do what we've got to do. But I'm quite confident that we are going to scrape, not absolutely crush them, scrape through with a win.
Even with Gyökeres there, on absolute fire for club and country?
That's why I said scrape.
Ah, great. Oh, I thought you, okay, I understand what you're saying now. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And after that match against Inter, where we've spoken about it timelessly, Alex, the fact that Arsenal couldn't put anything through that box of Inter, just cross and thrown back out and up the flank and cross, and it was the whole second half. Let's not have a repeat of that for our sakes.
No, I think, I said this the other day, that they put in, 46 crosses?
Oh,
second most in Arteta's reign. I think when you look at that Nottingham Forest performance, I think that will, it's dusting off the cobwebs perhaps. Sometimes when you go on a run of bad form, you get out of your habits, your good habits, and this win will, I think, reignite those good habits and those good feelings that they have. And, I think Sporting will be tough. João Pereira, the assistant coach, will be... He said it himself. He said the win against Man City has eased the pressure against them coming into this Arsenal game. But, Arsenal want to finish inside that top 8 and secure themselves into the next round of the Champions League. So it'll be a tough game, but an interesting one.
Absolutely. All right, let's move along to the city of Manchester, where it's all just on fire, because it doesn't matter if you're blue or red. It's not going well for you. But let's start with the blue side. Mr. Pep Guardiola and co. Now, 5 losses in a row. Now, guys, this match against Spurs, I don't even think I'm blaming Pep anymore, because from what I saw from these players, it was shocking. Kyle Walker, horrendous. Guardiola, terrible. Clinton, you and I were speaking off air before this. These players are not playing good football. When does it become a point where you can't blame the manager anymore for decisions, but you actually are blaming the players because they are not performing to the level that we know they can?
I think at this point, what's going on with Manchester City is maybe they are having some level of confidence issues now, because it gets to a point where you lose the first one, you lose the second one, right? The mentality at this point is, I don't want to lose this third one. However, sometimes when this kind of thought does come in, it messes things up. Now, the confidence Manchester they are used to is, Manchester City, the kind of confidence they are used to playing, obviously, because right now, they are not as bad as... Manchester United are actually better than Manchester City as we speak. We had a draw. We've not had 5
You guys
losses.
are in 12th, they're in 2nd?
No, it's not. But we are talking about, in the last 5-6 games. It's not been that bad. Van Nistelrooy has won us how many games and drew how many? And Ruben Amorim has drawn his first game. It's not a loss. Now they are beating Man City like thieves. Like, the way they are beating Man City right now, you would think they went to a marketplace, got some item and they didn't pay, and they just escaped. And they looked at them through the CCTV and started chasing them. That's what is happening with Manchester. Listen, the truth is, remember one of the shows we're talking here, I literally said this same exact thing before that match, and I was trying to find the video to even put on social media at some point, but, I couldn't find the particular one or the particular time. But what I was saying is, Manchester City, without Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri, is as good as an average team like Crystal Palace in the Premier League. And I also said to you guys that, yes, I understand that Kevin De Bruyne is back. But you did mention on the show that he's probably not going to start. And they're probably going to bring him in when things are not going south. Exactly. And he still came in. What was still the result? It was still 4-1, right?
4-0.
Hey! God, I was even dashing them one all this while in my heart. No, they didn't even score. God have mercy on me. So you see, right now, what is going on is I don't know if I would even say I want to blame Pep. I don't think Pep is the issue here. The fact is, he does not have the kind of players that you can decide to say, even when I'm not there, you guys can do something. You understand? They were relying on the 2 engine rooms of that team. And the fact that one is totally out and one is still coming back, nothing would happen. And that is the Manchester City that we are going to continue seeing until we have these 2 beasts back on that pitch. Yeah. Trust me, I'm telling you the truth.
How do you feel about Man City? Not as an Arsenal fan.
No, something is definitely not right. I can't put my finger to it, and evidently neither can Pep. Let's enumerate them. Haaland is being unconscionably bad.
Yeah.
There are some stuff that some people can mitigate them. That, for example, we all know that in the last couple of seasons, in the late autumn, they are bad, and then they refresh themselves and come in general. But there's something that's not right about this particular one. And Pep's record against Tottenham is also very, very bad.
Horrible, yeah.
Horrible. 9 times he's lost against them, more than any other team. But there's something in the dressing room that's off, and I would be lying if I said I knew what exactly it was. Confidence issues definitely is one of them. You can tell from the way they are playing. Yeah. They've lost a bit of that swagger. They're a bit more humble. They're a bit more humble these days in their approach, and that is not this Manchester City. They come with a bit of arrogance, and that arrogance even puts fear into teams. But teams are slowly losing that fear factor, and it's affecting them a bit. I think they will come good, but the question is, when will it come good? And I'm happy to hear Pep trying to disabuse those who feel that he should change style. I mean, because he's saying he's never changed style.
Yeah.
And they've won how many Premier League titles?
Well, let's see what Pep actually had to say after this match.
Yeah. I mean, you don't feel as though you need to fundamentally change anything within the team and the squad.
What should I change? What should I change?
Well, sometimes people react to losing.
If I should change in the first season and everyone asked to change, we will not win 7 Premier Leagues in 8 years. Impossible.
I honestly don't know. Obviously, when I started the season, I know things would happen and talks would happen, but then I unfortunately had that thing against Brentford. So I've put basically everything to the side. There's not a lot I can say. There's not been a lot of talks. So, I'm fine. I'm happy. I just want to play good football again, and the future we'll see. Because there's nothing really more to talk about. Talks will come. If no talks come, then it's my last year. So I don't know. I'm trying to be honest, and people can say or write about it. Yeah, I can't affect that. I just want to play good football, and we'll see what the future holds.
Alex, Kevin De Bruyne there, looking very checked out, looking exhausted, and looking just kind of out of it.
Yeah, I think obviously it's been a long road back to full fitness for him, and he said he's just trying to get back to that level that he knows he can play at, and worrying words to hear as a Man City fan that if there are no talks, that's it, he's leaving Man City. So I think as well agree with what Gary said and Guardiola as well, the fact that they can't change everything. Well, they can't change things as soon as something goes wrong. You have to, sometimes you just have a bad patch, and sometimes you go on these runs where nothing goes right for you, and I'm sure, as we've said, that they will come good again. But the mood seemed to be there. Rodri lifting the Ballon d'Or before the game. People were talking about this feeling of revenge before the game after these 4 losses. Spurs played them off the park. James Maddison was brilliant defensively and offensively. Dominic Solanke was brilliant. They just seemed to, I think, run riot really over Man City. And I think the big thing we're seeing, and I said this earlier on, I'm sure we all have thought this and probably said it at some point, that if Haaland doesn't fire, where do the goals come from?
Yeah.
Julian Alvarez is now at Atleti.
This was such a mistake, and
There's
I
no
swear
real-
I knew it at the beginning, because what would happen?
I think we all said it.
No, we knew if Haaland wasn't going to perform or get injured, then what? And
Where
they're
did the
paying the
goals come
price for it, because guess who's scoring for Atleti?
yeah.
Julian Alvarez.
I think also the big thing is the midfield. We talk about Rodri, but not only Rodri, Kovacic being injured.
The 3 of them.
You take out, Guardiola was talking about the fact that he had to play Gundogan as a holding midfielder because Kovacic is injured. Naturally, he would play him further deeper. Players are playing out of position.
Yeah.
City are, I think, learning what it is like to have perhaps not the squad depth that they would want, and they have to, without a shadow of a doubt, do some business in January, whether that means bringing in Zubimendi from Real Sociedad or looking elsewhere, but someone has to come into that midfield because at the moment it's not working.
They're absolutely going to do some spending in January. Clinton, speaking about the Ballon d'Or, you want to check in with our YouTube chat. Have you seen anything that looks interesting to you?
Yeah, I mean, somebody did mention something that is still pissing me off when people say this, because I feel like that should not be the case. Yeah, you don't... See, listen, Rodri was the right person for the Ballon d'Or. I mean, no, he wasn't. But the person who they think is or should be is still not the person who I think should be winning it. Whether we like Vinicius does not deserve it. I'm not hiding my mouth, right? If it's not Vinicius, if it's not Dani Carvajal, I would have given it to Rodri or Lautaro Martinez. Listen, I don't care what anybody thinks about Vinicius, but to me, listen, even with what he did yesterday on the pitch, playing Leganese, he still doesn't. If I had the opportunity to give Ballon d'Or, I'm still not giving it to Vinicius because he still does not deserve it. And I'll tell him to his face. So anybody that's thinking, oh, Rodri stole blah, 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 no. It's not about Ballon d'Or. Let's cut this whole crap. It's the fact that Manchester City, they are not just the Manchester City we used to know. The players who make things happen are just not there. Kevin De Bruyne was not there from the start. Rodrigo is not going to be there at all. So what do we expect? We've just said it, that players are playing out of position. When players are playing out of positions, what do you think would happen? This is football. You're not playing. Manchester City are not going to play Crystal Palace, or they were not going to play Ipswich. That obviously my team could not win convincingly. I mean, they didn't even win at all. They actually drew. Or are we talking about teams like, say, Southampton? No, they were playing a team like Tottenham. We spoke about the game. We analyzed the players that Tottenham have compared to what they have in Manchester City. Form is very expected, man. Like, how do you have what's it called? How do you have Son? You have what's the name? The one that came from Leicester.
Madison.
Sorry?
Madison. James
Madison. Yes. And then you have people like, did Brennan Johnson play?
Yeah. Kulusevski.
No, look at the names you're mentioning. Even if I was in Manchester City, I would have given them the points already because I know that there's no point of us trying. Like, this is, we look at the game and we are, talking as if Manchester City played against some little team. At some point, Tottenham, they're as good as.
But Clinton, I think the point is that, even Spurs this season have been wobbly, haven't they? And there's been talk that
theirs has been like it's been like this. But the thing is, sorry for cutting you, right? But the truth is, the thing about Spurs is listen, I said it even before this previous. I said when they want to be good, they are very good, and when they want to be wobbly.
But a Pep team, though, that's the thing. I mean, this is a Pep team.
Yeah, but we are just talking about a Pep team that's disorganized. They don't have the key people there.
Yeah,
and you don't have a Tottenham team.
4-0.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, they are disorganized, but 4-0 is...
That is the Ange Postecoglou way, though. You either win 4-0 or you get beat 4-0.
I think that's the other thing we have to take into, we have to factor in the Spursiness of all of this. Spurs are now going to go and lose their next 3 matches. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen. So take it with a grain of salt. We do have to move along, though, because we have a lot to talk about. Let's stay in Manchester. KlintonCod. Marcus Rashford getting on the board in just 81 seconds. But that was all. Amad Diallo, the run, the way he destroyed that flank. Clinton, I know you were going off about Alex Ashmore's potential starting 11 for Ruben Amorim's first side. Let's take a look at that, and then we'll get Clinton's opinion.
Let's see. Alex made an 11 for Amorim's potential first match for Manchester United. If we can pull that up, that would be brilliant. All right, Alex, break it down for us.
So I've gone for Ronaldo in goal. I think that's fairly obvious. Back three, assuming Leno Euro starts, Lisandro Martinez and De Ligt. Midfield 2 of Kobbie Mainoo and Ugarte. Wing backs of Mazwari and Tyrell Malacia. And then Garnacho and Diallo are sort of wide attacking midfielders. So, not necessarily right behind the striker. And then Rasmus Højlund up front.
Welp.
Do you have anything to say, Alex?
Just one of possible.
Wait.
One of the possible.
Let me just put the camera on. Give me the mic.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull it back up, though. We did just have a graphic for that. So this was the potential that Alex had. So it was Onana, Johnny Evans, De Ligt, Mazraoui. Wait. Oh, this is
the actual lineup.
Oh, this is poor form. All right, I was reading it and I was like, wait, Alex, you got it right.
I got it exactly
what
right.
Do you mean?
That video must be AI. Someone's got to this video. I've never said that. I'm doing a KlintonCod.
Marcus Rashford playing up front here, though.
To be honest, I think Clinton and I were talking about this earlier, the fact that when we see Marcus Rashford scoring goals, it's that romantic in us that we want to see him, playing up front, fearlessness, running at defenders, taking on defenders. And, when we see him out on the left, he kind of feels like he's hidden a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, we know the talent that he has. Not too long ago, he was being, touted with a move to PSG. He was, probably linked with some of the other biggest clubs in Europe at some point over the last 5-10 years. He is, at one point, he was one of the generational stars, so to speak. And to see him I think, get a proper role in that team and get a role up front. I think it's good to see, and hopefully Amorim sticks with him, because I think the more confidence they have in Rashford and the more they play him up front in that centre striker role, I think the more goals they'll score for him and the better United will do.
Clinton, do you like Rashford in that position over Højlund?
I mean, you know what I would always say. I feel like, listen, I've never rated Rasmus Højlund. I feel like Rasmus Højlund should be playing somewhere, maybe
Mid-table club.
Southampton. Like, let him.
Oh,
let
not
him start.
mid-table?
No, let him start from there. For me, I don't know whose idea it was to. I don't know what he was in wherever team he was playing at.
Don't do.
No, I'm being sincere. Listen, since he's joined Manchester United, what has been his impulse to the team? Do you understand? I will still choose Marcus Rashford. Sorry, I will choose
Rasmus.
Rashford over Rasmus. Rashford over Rasmus for me. Listen, I know.
Not Xerxes?
Wait, if I hear that name again.
Sexy Xerxes.
You know, the funny thing, I'm feeling like the way they get players from Manchester United, they listen to the names. I'm like, wow, this name sounds like a very good footballer. No, let's just. How much is it?
I mean, they have form for that. You know about the Baby story. Sir Alex Ferguson had not seen Baby play, but he ordered for him to come. You know the story, right?
I think I've heard it. I mean,
Yeah. He had never seen the player himself. He just came on a recommendation.
No, but listen,
he was rubbish.
My best top, forward for Manchester United now, whichever way, I don't know how they want to make it happen, but if you have Amad Diallo, Garnacho, and Rashford up front, I'm very happy.
That's exciting.
This is what I want to see.
That's exciting.
You understand? Like all these, Gary, listen, the rest of them can come from. Let them learn. Because the truth is, Garnacho has been in Manchester. He's done exploits. Yeah, his career has, obviously because of the girl he started sleeping with, has been, somehow one way or the other. But we know that when he wants to be a very good player, like I said before, when Garnacho came into Manchester, we thought, wow, this is a Cristiano Ronaldo replacement, right? And he was doing it. Then later on, he felt like, okay, what's going on? But most times, I think it's the people you also play around with. They bring out the best in you, and you automatically just see some level of improvement in your level of play. I just know that Manchester United, we have I've just mentioned the best. Listen,
Three.
You see that three. If we're not going to the midfield.
I mean, they're exciting, but, Amorim style, and he likes exciting, like that. But he's spoken a lot this weekend, hasn't he, Alex?
That's the next thing we're going to talk about, though.
Yeah.
That's the next thing.
No, but he admitted that.
Yeah.
On the touchline in the dugout, he spoke in the dugout far more than
he was looking
at Sporting. That's to say that there's a lot of work for him to do.
That's the Premier League, though.
That's the Premier League.
I think those are the pressures you have to deal with. And quite often as a manager, I don't know what he is like as a person, but as a manager, I would imagine you never really want to do any of these media duties. So having to do all of those, I think that's something you have to factor into, how you can do your job. Because at Sporting, yes, there would have been media attention, but largely he would have been able to get along with his job. But in England, the Premier League, it's a completely different kettle of fish.
And it was quite nice that, Gary Neville, namesake, he bashed him about his reaction to, or Gary's thoughts on whether Rashford and Casemiro had gone out for the international break for 5 days. And then he got Amorim to speak to them. I think that was nice. That he got Amorim to ask him personally, like, what do you think? Amorim said, if the club has allowed them, what the hell do you expect them to do? Right. So, I think that sort of honesty is refreshing. But at some point, I think he will learn to avoid the media because, can't do without them, can't do with them. Yeah. Damn if you do, damn if you don't in the English media. So, but I think that he's going to do well. Whether the fans are going to give him enough time, whether the ex-United players are going to give him enough time, is another thing altogether. But I think that he's gonna do well. I'm hoping he's gonna do well.
Clinton, Ipswich probably should have won this game, if I'm being honest.
Oh, no, absolutely, 100%.
Omari Hutchinson with Golasso, yes, it was a deflection, but he probably should have had another. The defense of United is something that is very, very concerning with the back three of 36-year-old Johnny Evans. That's That's not who you want to be starting on a team like Manchester United. Potentially a substitution player, but not a starter with Matthias de Ligt, who since leaving Juve, I feel, has been on a steady decline, and Mazraoui. The three of them were unconvincing.
Don't know what you want me to say.
Agree? Disagree?
No, I totally agree. I totally agree with you. Fact is, listen, when it comes to Manchester United, I always feel like our defense is something they need to pay more attention to. I don't know, for some reason, there's something about the recruits. It's almost like what's happened with Chelsea, where any player that leaves Chelsea, they become beast, they turn to some kind of beast mode, and then somebody comes to Chelsea, and obviously Chelsea is not the Chelsea we used to know before. With Manchester United, it's almost like, okay, you could be very excellent with your career, you come there, become a... look at Onana, for example. Onana's first season in Manchester United wasn't. Everybody was just shouting, like, where did they bring this guy from? But it wasn't like Onana was a bad goal. To me, Onana is one of the best goalkeepers. And, like, when it comes to his reflex, I've never seen... I hardly
showed
see...
it. He showed it
did it yesterday. Do you understand? Like, for me, there are players that they are good, but they come into a team where there's just something, about... I don't know if I would say the relationship between themselves, just it's not really adding up. That Manchester United defense is something that needs sorting. Listen, if we're able to sort that one out, I feel like they will become the Manchester United we used to know.
Which brings me to the question for all of you very quickly, sorry. Does Amorim insist on getting into the war chest and make wholesale changes to get players that he wants? Or do you think he should spend more time making this lot better?
I will go first with that to answer that question, right? First of all, I don't think he needs players to come. Like,
He can make these guys better.
I think he can make them better. No, personally, this is what I think. Because the truth is, it's not like these players are bad players.
No, but for his system.
No, listen.
For his system.
No, listen, at the end of the day, if they give you blocks, cement, paint, what do?
You
right?
build the house.
You build the house the way you want it, right? So I feel like he pretty much have all of these things. He just needs to find a way to make them work.
Now, maybe
Bring them out.
maybe you want a skyscraper and I want something built with bricks.
No, if you want a skyscraper, right?
So it's not the same materials. Bro. So that's what I'm saying. So what do you think?
I think there's a couple players that might have to, go, and they need to replace. Like, the back is quite depleted, and there are older players like, the likes of Johnny Evans, a constantly injured Luke Shaw. I mean, he's great when he is fit, but who knows? Harry Maguire. I mean, I know he had a resurgence last season, but there's still players on the other side of their prime, and that's concerning. You don't want to rely on a player like that, and I think the defense up front, like you said, they're solid. They're getting rid of Anthony. I know you're really excited about that.
Thank you, Jesus. You don't
but,
understand.
there's still players like Christian Eriksen who, it's a good substitution, but you're not building a team around them.
Yeah.
So it's more the fact that there are a lot of injuries, and when the injuries are there, the skeleton team, not great.
Not great.
Alex?
I agree with what you said, Sara, in terms of there's a lot of dead wood there that needs to be cleared out.
Just dead.
Wow.
But I do think, I don't think he'd be allowed to work with a big... when you talk about, opening up that treasure chest, I don't think he'll have a big one like Ten Hag did. I think you've seen the cuts that Ratcliffe has made. He's cut most of the matchday staff. Now they're having to eat from the leftovers from the buffet. They're not getting their own meals. There are a lot of cuts going on at Manchester United, and perhaps, we saw with Ferguson, obviously that was a mutual decision. I don't think he'll have the war chest that Ten Hag had. And if he does want to spend money, he'll have to sell first. So, you look at the players the likes of Gyökeres at Sporting, Hjulmand at Sporting. These are players that he will have his eye on and perhaps want to bring in. But I think it will be a case of Sir Jim Ratcliffe saying, work with what you've got till the end of the season. In the summer, if you want to bring someone in, got to sell people first.
We asked you guys on YouTube, will Amorim be able to bring Manchester United to European contention? 58% of you said yes. KlintonCod's one of them. So let's hope. Well, let's see. Let's see. Early days, first game in for Amorim. All right, let's quickly talk. Liverpool just scraped by Southampton. I mean, Alex, as much as this was a Liverpool win, and at the end of the day, we always say a win is a win, and that's how you get the point, and that's how you stay at the top of the table. Southampton gifted this one. This was a throwaway game for them.
I think I really wanted Russell Martin to do well at Southampton. He got them promoted. They play a nice brand of attacking football, but we've learned if you don't have the good players, the good enough quality of players to play nice attacking, passing football, It just doesn't work. And we've seen it with Southampton, the mistakes at the back. We saw the goalkeeper error for the first Salah goal. You know, it's mistakes like this that you look back at the end of a long season and you think, if you don't commit those errors, you perhaps stay up, you perhaps get a point. You know, you can't be committing those errors and hoping to stay in the Premier League. I think, yes, Liverpool were lucky, but like you said, when good teams aren't playing well, they still get the results. And I do actually think that Liverpool were a little bit hard done by the penalty. I think the foul on the Robertson foul was outside the area. I think the referee made a mistake with that. But Liverpool got the win done. They're now 8 points clear at the top of the table. They are the team to beat. Arne Slot's, you know, enjoying life in Liverpool. I do think there's still a long way to go, though. I don't think Liverpool fans should get ahead of themselves. Yeah.
I think especially because, like we mentioned last week, with Manchester United 23 points in second, and then, you know, the likes of Bournemouth in 13th, just 8 points behind. There you go. Like, you can see it here. It's such a tight gap after Liverpool. If they slip up, these are the matches that, you know, matter the most. So, in the end, they got it. Chelsea as well got it. KlintonCod, Nicholas Jackson.
For Chelsea.
Well, who else?
Are we speaking about Chelsea now?
We're speaking about Chelsea, your favorite team.
No. I am happy to speak about Chelsea. You know, it's like my third team, obviously. It's Manchester United.
I can't keep track.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah, it's my third team, man. So it's Manchester United, Real Madrid.
This dude ain't loyal.
Chelsea, and then Arsenal.
Arsenal?
Excuse you?
Arsenal?
Excuse you?
Gary says, I don't want you.
Now, Arsenal sometimes.
I mean,
Chelsea and Arsenal?
Chelsea and Arsenal.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on who's
Anyway,
winning.
let's-
What's fifth? Man City?
No, right now, man, Man City, I don't think they are even in the map, man. I know they are second on the league, but no way. Now, Chelsea, I think they are, you know, Chelsea is that team I'm hoping Manchester United will get up to, you know, when it comes to the team building. Obviously, there was a time where Chelsea was that team everybody mocked. You know, it was that team where everybody felt like, yeah, no matter who you face, there's that fear. You know, when I was talking about confidence, what killed Chelsea was the fact that they performed so badly that any team that they faced, probably the players felt like they were going to lose it, right? And right now, with what's his name?
Enzo Maresca.
And so what Enzo Maresca is doing with Chelsea is like he's doing an amazing job. You know, like these bad players I would usually accuse. Look at these guys. I mean, look at Nicholas Jackson. There was a time on this show where
it was not long ago. We remember it. I know you at home do as well.
Very recent. No, but for real though, I'm happy for Chelsea. I'm happy that things are beginning to work. I'm happy that you know, when we're accusing Chelsea of having 40 players in a dressing room and there were all these memes about, what the Chelsea gym looked like, blah, blah, blah. I mean, look at the results. Yes, they've gotten rid of players, but do you know what it means? That Chelsea could literally have two teams, and one of those teams could easily win any team at this point. No, sincerely, look at, like, Chelsea, they are solid. Nicholas Jackson is probably like top 5, will I even say top 3 strikers in England right now? Who are your top 3 strikers in England, Alex?
Haaland.
Well, are you calling Haaland still?
Yeah,
of course.
I think. Is it because of the previous goals?
Well, he's top scorer in the Premier League.
No. I'm telling you, who's your top strikers in the Premier League as of today?
Haaland.
Haaland. He's top scorer in the Premier League.
Okay. Who's your second one?
Is Salah allowed, or is he too forward?
No, come on now. He's a winger, man.
Nicholas Jackson.
Oh, so he got in.
Right. And on form, I would have said perhaps Chris Wood.
Chris Wood, okay. Gary, what about you?
Same.
Exactly like him. Sorry, what about you?
What about Lucho Diaz? He plays through the middle sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's not a proper.
Not
striker.
Not a proper. Out and out.
Proper number
excuse
9.
me. Where is your man, John Duran?
I mean, they've not. I've not said mine. Obviously, he's definitely getting in. You know, whether I like it or not. Like, come on. But I was going to ask you, who are your top British or Premier League strikers currently, Sarah?
I'm just looking at the table here for the teams. I don't know. No one's really impressed me, if I'm honest with you. I think you have to say Nicholas Jackson because...
No one has impressed you in the Premier League.
No, I mean to the level that maybe John Duran, but like if we're saying Haaland because he scored the most goals.
I mean,
but if we're comparing it to Haaland last season, you're not impressing me.
No, exactly. No, that's why I'm surprised that they're still calling Haaland because of past glory.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think like strikers.
I'm not using past glory. He's the top scorer in the Premier League this season.
That's what I'm saying. It's past glory though, because the goals is based on past glory from this season.
But this season, like as a today.
Listen. You don't understand what. Hold on. Okay, let me change.
It's just a few games.
Hold on. Let me change the question.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine this. Just imagine this. And take away the fact that you have Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri in the equation.
Yeah.
Yeah? You are putting a team together.
Yeah.
This team, there is no Rodri, there is no Kevin De Bruyne. These guys are dead.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they're not dead.
Oh
They're
my
old.
God.
And they're in a care home.
Yeah.
Right?
Can't you just say they're on the bench?
Okay, no, they are not on the bench because they can bring them in. They are just non-existent.
All right.
Not in the squad.
And you have to choose.
You are not done with your question, but
Yes.
my answer is Haaland.
Clinton, who are your top three?
No.
Brian and Buemo?
Huh?
Brian and
Listen,
Buemo?
I would take Mbeumo
8
over
goals this
Haaland right
season?
now.
Wow.
I'm telling you the truth. Because we all know who Haaland is.
Isaac?
Haaland, I will take Isaac over Haaland.
Watkins?
I will take Watkins over Haaland. No, this is true. Why? Because this Haaland,
Danny Welbeck.
call me, I will take Danny Welbeck over Haaland.
Oh my God.
No, but no, you guys need to listen to my reason, though. Let me tell you my reason. I want to tell you my
reason can be summed up in one word.
No.
Form.
Yeah, form is one. Form is one. Number
Yeah.
two, if you are a striker and you depend on people to make your name.
No, but for example, in their most recent game against Spurs, he had quite a number of chances himself.
And did he score them?
No, he didn't score. So it's not a question. So it's not like he's dependent on people. It's just that he's being poor and bad and wasteful.
So that's the reason why I asked you on form now, who would you pick? And you
He just
mentioned
having a-
somebody who you agree
He just
that
having
is
a
not...
few bad games. That's all.
No, I'm telling you based on the few bad games because most of... Okay, let's have all of these people
No, but I'm
based on...
taking Haaland.
No, but okay, listen. Let's say we are going by the past 3 games.
You are not changing my mind. I'm taking Haaland.
No, but I mean, for me, I'm just being sincere that because at some point I've come to the show and I've told you that Haaland, I even said it. I said Haaland does not, if Haaland scores 1 goal, that's a bad game for him. Do you remember when I said it here? And I was even also saying it on this show that Haaland is now on that point where he needs to be competing for Earth versus another planet. You guys remember I was saying it, right?
Intergalactic
So
something,
exactly.
something, yeah.
So now me coming to tell you that I'm not impressed with who he has become because of the fact that the people who make him
But
look good.
Clinton, you're not a loyal guy.
What? No, I cannot be loyal.
No, you're
listen.
not. No.
And finish it right there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No.
Listen, I judge you based on your performance.
If this guy is ladies, take note.
No.
Ladies, take note. If this guy's is going with you and you've been consistent.
Oh my
you've been
God.
consistent,
Going with you.
and you hit a blip, as we all do. You have an off day. Ladies, he's gone.
I'm gone, man. I'm looking for the next Latina chick from South America. I'm going to Colombia. Colombia.
I didn't really think that was your type.
Colombiano. Are you okay? Wait, have you seen all the Colombian people that you think they've done BBL, but they are natural? Are you mad, bro? Colombiano?
Are we still talking about football?
Are we going to
All right.
Do you want us to go to Brazil? Latina? Whoa. Come on, man. I will not be loyal. Bro, trust me. Why do you think I'm divorced? Oh, I mean, that was not the reason. But
Okay. All right. Wow. 54% of you think that Chelsea are title contenders.
54%.
54% of those watching think Chelsea. Let's see. Alex Ashmore would be happy. All right, let's move along.
Gia.
Just some of these comments.
Gian said I'm drinking the special juice.
Markinde said special juice explain. All right, let's move on to La Liga because a lot happened also over the weekend. Let's start with Barcelona because Barca blew a 2-0 lead to Celta de Vigo, going up with who else but Rafinha and Lewandowski, and then blowing it in the final moments of the match. This means that they dropped points. Meanwhile, Real Madrid beat Leganés. Clinton, you were there, 3-0. Mbappe, Bellingham, and my oh my, does Federico Valverde look really good with that captain band?
I mean,
that captain
listen,
band playing at the back?
I mean, the thing about
player.
Federico is the fact that he's almost like Thomas Partey, right? They have their signature goals. That you see that thing is done. It's done. Yeah, I mean, come on, it's very.
I like him as a captain, though. I like him.
No,
Give him the responsibility.
Honestly,
who
Yeah.
will respond positively to it.
But talk to us about that game.
I mean, everybody knew pretty much what was going to happen.
I think all three of us, all four.
You know, funny thing is, I was interviewing some of the fans, and some of them were saying things in front of the camera and behind. When the interview was over, they say, "Sorry, is the camera up?" I'm like, "Yeah." They will beat us.
Actually, Actually, we did have someone up here. I forget where he is now, but his name is Miguel, and he said you interviewed him yesterday outside of the stadium.
That's great.
And he's new to the show, so welcome in. Bienvenidos,
Welcome, Miguel.
Oh, Miguel, thank you for joining us on the show. I'm happy that we have a new recruit. Please do not be like somebody called Abe.
Does Clinton get commission for getting a new, for bringing the show like...
Let's call the big boys upstairs.
He gets another glass of his
2%?
special juice.
No, it was a very good game. Everybody pretty much knew it was like literally a walkover for Real Madrid. Like it was a 3 points without them playing the game. I watched the game, and when I saw the performance of quite a couple of good players for Leganés, but I was quite disappointed in some of the decisions that this guy. It was almost like they were playing out of fear. That's right. These guys we are playing against, we are just going to try to see if we could have a goal against them, but we're not playing to win. That's what that's the body language I got from the game. You know, they were making some really and I was quite surprised with one of the decisions that the coach did make. The first sub he made was probably one of the best players I saw on that pitch from Leganés. It was this guy from, he's black. I don't know which. I don't know his name. Sorry?
Ilpa?
I don't know the name. I can't remember now.
Go on.
But no, he was probably one of the best players on that pitch, and he was the first person to come off. He was the only person that was trying to make things happen. He was the only person. He was the one guy that was literally all over the pitch. He was basically the Jude Bellingham of Leganés. But he was the first person to come out. And the moment he came out, that was when the rest of the goals started flowing in, and he just didn't make any sense. So from the coaching, the management, down to the players, they were all poor. The only people who I thought performed well for Leganés was their fans. Or literally all their voice was all over. They were screaming, and in my head, I'm like, how do you watch your team be this rubbish and you guys are having this energy, trying to tear them up? That's
You don't know what that is.
Right, shit. That's true, That's true.
Well, we saw Mbappe get on the board and Bellingham, which are two players that probably needed it. They needed that confidence.
I was happy for, absolutely.
But there was one player that was still missing in action. Vinicius Jr., and he has also picked up a hamstring injury. He will be out for around 3 weeks, and these are the matches that he will be missing for Real Madrid. It is Liverpool this week at Anfield, Getafe, Bilbao, Girona, Atalanta away, and Rayo Vallecano.
One day I will bet, and I will hope that Vinicius succeeds. I will put down £1 million or €1 million when I obviously win the lottery. And I will say, Vinicius, if you can play this game from the beginning to the end without quarreling with any player, without shouting at the ref, without doing all these things that women do, chop, 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 running after players to go and argue, I will give him that 1 million. And I think I will still get my money back. You see, when we're arguing about this whole... Listen, if people would see Vinicius' attitude, I'm talking about the ones that camera don't show you. Yeah. A lot of people will understand why he didn't get the Ballon d'Or. Every single game I've watched live, looking at Vinicius, by God's grace, I'm older than him, by far. If he was my younger brother, I would be beating him every day. I would be beating him in the house. Because you don't understand, even people you are watching the game together, some people would even say, why does this guy always whine? Why can he not just play football, for Christ's sake?
Focus on
he's a good footballer, don't get me wrong. He's one of the players that you can tell that he's worked really hard for his career. He's very skillful. He's very good with his club. Maybe he might not be the best for his country. But, bro, just shut up and play. You don't have to argue with people. You just don't always want to insult. Like, relax.
You saw a lot of that yesterday.
I saw it too much. And I'm telling you that the people I was sat with, I was seeing the body language. Everybody was just saying, obviously in Spanish, like, this guy, he needs to stop this thing. This is the only bad attitude I get from this guy. And when they are saying, he didn't get the Ballon d'Or, and you were in the show, obviously from Ghana, when you said part of the reasons why, part of the things that they consider is
a lot of his fans don't agree with it, but I'm thinking that, and Dom Perez, when he met the people at the annual general meeting yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yesterday, he heard what he said, and I was so shocked. He said, and this time we had all these people from Uganda and Namibia voting.
Wild.
Like, and if these people didn't vote, Vinicius would have won. I'm like,
to call out the country specifically,
excuse
Alex.
you? Like, it's 2024. Football is a global game.
Yeah.
And if at this time, people like Fiorentino, and I don't think he's the only one,
for sure he's not.
Yeah, there's so many people, like club execs, who have no idea. And even, we see fans in England and elsewhere accuse people, especially those from India, and call them plastic fans because, you don't have a season ticket, you've never come. But these are the people who watch your games far more and whose viewership of the game translates into revenue that props your club. So to hear the president of Real Madrid say this at an annual general meeting that, in years gone by, now they are adding, and he mentioned the countries by name, my brother. He said Uganda, Namibia, mentioned some Asian countries. He said they have journalists from, he said journalists that nobody knows. That's what he said. And they are all voting for the prize. And that if the people from these countries did not vote, Vinicius would have won. You're like,
wow.
Alex, that was poor form from the president there, just specifically going after countries and naming them because Vinny didn't win the Ballon.
Nobody knows about.
I mean, at the end of the day, everyone has their choice to vote for whoever they want in the Ballon d'Or awards, and I feel like criticising someone for voting the way they vote is probably wrong. Going back to Clinton talking about Vinicius yesterday, I actually didn't think he had a bad game himself. I thought he played well, got the assist. I think it'd be interesting to see how Real Madrid move forward with this in terms of Mbappe, because you probably see Mbappe.
That left wing is his.
And
Adegola was. I mean, maybe one or two missed passes, but Adegola was quite good. I mean, I spoke to quite a few fans, and they did say, they loved him on that pitch yesterday.
I'm delighted to see him get a run because he deserves the time. Ancelotti has said this quite a lot. The objective of the club is not to give players minutes; it's to win games, which is true.
That's brutal.
At the end of the day, it's true. But it's great if you can do both at the same time. So to give Adegola minutes, to get him playing, I think that will do wonders for his confidence, and I think we can see a lot more of him. If Vinny is out for 4 or 5 weeks, I think him, Brahim, it's their time to shine, and I think in a way, it could be interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see them going up against the Liverpool defence.
Gary, do you think this is a blessing in disguise for Real Madrid? Because now...
Did you hear Kylian Mbappe's comment yesterday when they asked him that question yesterday? His answer was very different from other weeks. It was basically, the only thing he didn't say was, I'm happy the guy is injured, now I can get my place. Like, he's just stopped short of saying that. And obviously, for somebody like him, he's going to be out for 3 weeks?
At least 3 weeks, yeah.
At least 3 weeks. Well, that's a long time for Kylian to take that position and run with it.
It's like 6 games.
Yeah.
If he performs in these 6 games, Alex, going to that left wing, getting his position, Clinton, do we see Don Carlo making some very difficult decisions come January?
I mean, he has to. It's not just about him making decisions. It's how many fans you would make happy too. Like, you don't understand. Even me personally, I can't wait to see Mbappe holding that left wing because I know this is what we know Mbappe for. When what built Mbappe, what got him this name? Yeah. When he did what he did in the World Cup, that was where he was. Okay, so if we have the opportunity to have him there whilst Vinny is injured, right, I would love to see. Listen, I know people think I don't like him. I actually like Mbappe with my whole heart. It's only since he's come to Madrid and he's almost like they are trying to find how to fit him in. That's where I've kind of like been dissatisfied with his level of play. But I just know if they give him that wing, like you said, he's going to play there for like whole straight 3 weeks, maybe. I'm sure he would prove to us why he's Mbappe, and maybe, like you said, that difficult decision, that decision that we can't wait for them to make would eventually be made.
Yep. Really quickly on Barcelona, Alex dropping points. A little bit of a coincidence here. They've lost 2 matches in La Liga to Osasuna and Real Sociedad ahead of international break, and then they draw Celta Vigo. All 3 of these games. One player in particular didn't start. Goes by the likes of Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Alex, relying once again on the youngster?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we've also got to give credit to Celta Vigo. I think it's a tough place to go. We saw Real Madrid go there and, Real Madrid had to earn those 3 points. Courtois made some wonderful saves. I think Barcelona are perhaps finding out that it's not going to be plain sailing throughout the season. They're not going to walk to the title. There are going to be games where they drop points. I think, you look at the opposition that they're coming up against. They know that, for quite a lot of oppositions coming up against a team like Barcelona, that is their time to prove themselves against a top team like Barcelona. So, the motivation is going to be there. And I thought, talking about Celta Vigo as a team, I thought they played well, and they're always going to put up a tough test for anyone visiting Balaidos.
Yeah,
Barcelona have a terrible record against them. Not to mention that I think since the Pep Guardiola days, I remember Barcelona after international break. It's never good. It's never good. They are 4 points ahead of Real Madrid as it stands. Real Madrid, a game in hand, though. Really quickly, guys, who's winning La Liga?
Oh, no, don't do that.
Do it.
Don't do
Gary,
that. Don't do that.
Gary, you're leaving tomorrow.
At this time?
At this time. I already have your predictions
For the
from
season.
beginning of the season. So
Yeah.
those are in the archives.
not
I'll bring
halfway.
them back.
Look,
Then I'll bring these ones out.
This is quarter into the season. Let's do halfway, please.
No, just tell me you're here. How are you feeling? Just
Barcelona.
stand on business.
Same.
Real Madrid.
All right, I'm sticking with Barca too. I'm not going to change it. All right, guys.
Now, the one
Somebody
should be
just
able to
asked a question, though.
Okay, I
If
can-
Yamin Yamal was out of the season, would your answer still be the same?
That's a good one.
Uh,
No.
Probably last season, 100% no. This season, because Lewandowski has 15 goals, the most of the top 5, more than Erling Haaland, who all of you guys were. Rafinha has 8 goals. So there are other players that are
Stepping up.
Gavi's back, Pedri, like Pau Cubar. I think, yes, not as confident. Yes, with less confidence.
Exactly,
Well, it's
yeah.
absolutely not like a
So
right
the one
now.
I'm saying, before we move on to, the one that we should be, like, we have to prove our prediction prowess on is Serie A. Like, that's what will show how good you are. Have you seen the table in Serie A?
It's incredible. But did you watch the AC Milan and Juve game? Rough. I was really hoping for it. Napoli beat Roma 1-0. So as it stands, Napoli's still at the top. But Atalanta, second. Inter, third. Juve, fourth. I'm going off memory right here. But it's
the league to watch, isn't it?
It is the league to watch, but then, AC Milan go and beat Real Madrid 4-0 at the Bernabeu and then draw Juve at the San Siro.
Yeah, but that's football, though. Come on. We've seen a lot of this.
Spursy.
Spursy. Yeah, as it stands, Napoli 29 points, Atalanta 28, Inter 28, Fiorentina 28. By the way, David De Gea for Fiore has the most saves in the Serie A. ClintonCod.
And clean sheets.
ClintonCod keeps talking about this guy.
I mean, I've always said it. If people did listen to me, they would understand how. You see, when I say
You
player
love
is
that
good,
guy.
no, it's not like I love him. I love him because he's good. Like, I'm not trying to say Onana was a bad signing.
Sure.
But I'm telling you that we had no reason to take David De Gea out. He's to me, he was my best goalkeeper. Like, I'm talking about, before he left, he was the number one to me. I'm saying that this is just me.
Yeah.
But Onana is good.
It's good, yeah, sure.
So I don't have any problem with, our goals.
Also nice to see Lazio up in the top 6 after
Yeah.
what feels like so long.
With the African interests, Bulaidea is there as well. He's one of the top performing African players in Serie A.
Listen, they're 1 point from the top. It's very interesting. So we'll see how it goes. Guys, we have a little video in case you missed it this weekend.
Yeah, I scored my first goal, and of course, the feeling was incredible for me personally because it was also my first goal, and against one of the biggest teams in Spain. Yeah, that was an incredible moment for me.
Okay, you guys tell me, what team do you support?
Oh my God, unbelievable game.
No, I mean, which team do you support? Real Madrid, Leganes.
Real Madrid. Hala Madrid.
Real Madrid, Hala Madrid.
Y nada más.
1 month ago, you were a free agent.
Yeah.
Today, you score and you assist. You help Getafe to win these 3 points. How are you feeling?
The life is like this. I was a free agent. I had some problem to find some club because I'm 36 years old. So I know some club have doubt about the age. But Getafe gave me the opportunity, and I try to give my best to show that football is not about age, but about physically.
We meet again.
I showed the video of us to my girlfriend because normally I'm always the tallest, and she was, what the hell? So funny.
Thank you very much to Nigeria and all my fans in Nigeria. I always receive a lot of messages from United fans in Nigeria, and thank you very much.
All right, guys. Well, that is it for us today. Gary, thank you so much for joining us. What was your favorite part of today?
Gary!
Egwe!
No, you know the funny thing?
I didn't end the show.
No,
That's part of the show. That's what we're waiting for.
Thank you.
And today I'm going to dedicate it to him to say it today because he's sitting on my position. Everybody has to come from here.
All right, guys. Well, we will be back again Same time, same place tomorrow. And then we will be doing our live watch along in the Sporty Corner because the Champions League is back. But until then, enjoy the football.
Egg boy. Boom.